Sunday before the game.
Also, Saquon, he can catch the ball, too.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, they could use him as a weapon in the passing game. So, sell out against the run, and he still could beat you as a weapon in the passing game.
I'm still waiting for Mark Chmura from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy to say that they need to give Hurts another concussion. And that will be the game that needs to be played for the Packers.
I mean, I'm not wishing that on anybody, but I wouldn't hate it if
Also,
Jalen stepped on like a Lego before the game.
Also, I do wish.
We want you to be known for your gold medals, not for this.
I wouldn't hate Kenny Pickett beating the Packers. That would be funny.
Jim loves to see the world burn.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to sit on his couch and watch the playoffs a lot, not his team.
I came in and sat down for our pre-show meeting, and this guy was already full of pee and vinegar.
Well, because he comes in and he's like, you know what? This season, if the Packers weren't so good last year, I wouldn't be. This season isn't disappointing.
No,
I was like,
Matt, have you seen the statistic?
Don't you put me in that box,
have you
Jim.
seen the statistic? That
The statistic.
before, the only one that matters right now is before playoff expansion, which was not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers would have missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons.
I mean, isn't that crazy
Don't fall
to
for the
say?
trap.
We're
Don't
at
fall for the trap, man.
11
Don't fall for
wins
that
right
trap.
now, and we're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy, but I'm just the reality is like we'd be Jim Rutledge's.
We don't know. We'll never know. We'll never
Exactly.
know what would have happened.
I'm with Kyle.
Man,
There's no reason
Jim,
to think about
Jim, look what
any of
you've
the
done.
old rules.
The last hour of my show is going to be a whiny Kyle Wallace.
No, because he's bringing up these things. Well, if the rules didn't change a couple of years ago, the Packers would be missing the playoffs for 3 straight.
It's just a factoid. Don't get all salty.
We don't know what would happen.
I honestly think Chmura nailed this the best, and I think it's spot on. And this could be for Goody, for the floor, for the whole team. Right now, they're good, not great. There's a lot of good in Green Bay, but they're not great, not elite, and good gets you a playoff win every couple of years.
And that's what we did with the flaws and strengths, and the only one that translated to both was a flaw I wrote down is Jordan Love has been good, not great, but a strength for the Packers, and we were talking about like what could change. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I say it could change is because we have seen him do it last year, is that he could play great. Now, based off the 17 games that we've seen, I don't know how much confidence people have in that, but that could be a strength for them is if they go away from leaning on Jacobs and say, hey, Love, let it rip, and he lets it rip like he did last year. It's a big if, but that's kind of a strength you, I think, have to lean on for the Packers.
Over 30 passes this year, he's thrown an interception.
Every game he's thrown more than 30 passes. Hey, but if he throws enough of them, maybe it's only 1 pick and he got 350 yards and 3 tutties.
Maybe.
We'll take that. I'd take 1 pick and 3 tutties.
Ooh, Ryan Wollersheim. It's a hockey off. What do we got, Stroh?
They are who we thought they were.
What do you think of Jim Rutledge?
Bonafide scrub. He can't play.
Hey,
boys, Rutledge, he's fake tough.
Strofe, I'm going to go ahead and quote Jalen Johnson to you then. So.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Well done.
Whoa.
Have a good show.
Gun to a knife fight.
Jim, Matt, and Molly next in Madison, the Damn Sports Show, Beaver Dam. We're with you till 5 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN in 2 minutes.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. Join UW-Madison alum Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canny, and Packers fan Michelle Smallman every weekday morning, 5 to 9 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and streaming on ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. And speaking of the Green Bay Packers, they wrap up their regular season this Sunday when they take on the bitter rival, the Chicago Bears, at Lambeau Field. Packers have their playoff spot locked up and could still possibly get the 6th seed and possibly face the Rams or the Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs, but they'd have to beat the Packers, and the Commanders would have to fall to the Mike McCarthy-led Cowboys on Sunday. Plenty still up in the air for the Packers. Well, make sure to tune into Green Bay Game Day as they lead you up to kickoff with Green Bay Game Day starting at 9 a.m. on a 100.5 ESPN. Tune into Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, and Packers Super Bowl champion Jarrett Bush live from the Tundra Trio, probably for the last time this season. Then the Milwaukee Bucks, they're back at it tomorrow, taking on the Trailblazers after falling to the Nets at Pfizer Forum last night. And Badgers basketball is back after almost 2 weeks away. They take on Iowa tonight, 6 p.m. tip-off from the Kohl Center.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
He's not just a basic Bears fan.
You're right. No franchise can ever turn it around before
Your
Sean
fate
McDermott
is
showed up.
already written, dog.
I think Caleb, because of the way he carries himself and the confidence, I think he could supercharge this rivalry.
And can you imagine Caleb Williams throwing like his 4th touchdown pass and a blowout of the Packers at Lambeau, and then he's giving you the claw?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You ready for it, Matt Hamilton?
You're delusional.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. No, Molly, she's out with babies. He's Matt Hamilton.
Yep.
The show's baby. I am Jim Rutledge. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
Hey, you can't call me a baby. Babies wouldn't respond well to that.
Babies don't know what you're talking about, Matt
fair,
Hamilton.
fair.
Very Matt Hamilton-esque. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light, because I'm not a baby.
Should we get him a sippy cup for his Coors Light, Jim?
Hey, it's primetime Wollersheim.
Oh, nice of you to join us. I didn't know that you were going to be in the running for most days missed in Molly's maternity leave.
Well, look, I'm learning a lot from Jesse Nelson these days. He teaches all his producers very well here at ESPN Madison, and I'm finally learning this whole vacation thing. I'm actually taking to it pretty well, guys.
There you go.
It's not so bad, huh?
No, I kind of get what Jair Alexander's going for. Like, honestly, this is pretty nice.
Yeah, Woolie's had fluid in his knee that we've had to worry about, and we just might put him on IR.
Had to go see some specialists down in Florida. I was away for a while. Get some of them, the stem cells shot into my knees. It is what it is.
Stem cells.
Ryan was Robin Madison coined that Ryan was out with the cod. Throwback to Rutledge and Hamilton. Matt's
That's
dislike
a rough
of cod.
fish fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out with the cod. That's what happens for single folks out and about in Madison
Now,
area.
hold on. Just real quick about the whole cod thing. I had really fresh cod when I was on the East Coast. Maybe it's not so bad for fish fry. I might be changing my tune on that. I wouldn't get it in Wisconsin, but
it's still bluegill or bust.
it's bluegill or bust all day.
But cod is
in a pinch, cod might work.
Oh, man.
Dude, does that sounder just go off for an extra half second too long?
Yeah, probably.
Depends who you're asking.
I think it's perfect, but I wait for it. I'm like, okay, it's almost over, and then it just goes for another second. Kind of like me.
Hey, really?
Is that guy ever going to shut up? And then I'll just go for another second.
Bears play the Packers this weekend, or the Packers play the Bears, and it's at Lambeau Field. And we do have a bet we'll be paying off sometime next week with David Kaplan, where David and I are going to be consuming some hot sauce.
I'll make a point to find my favorites. Here's the thing. If I get a really gnarly one, I might just dip a toothpick in it and be like, you got to lick the hot sauce off the toothpick, because
You lit liquor.
my friend's got a bottle of a hot sauce called Da Bomb, which is featured on Hot Ones.
Okay.
And it will tear you a new one.
Okay.
To put it eloquently.
We are all teammates here, so I like my current one, and so I bought me a new one. So
that's why I wouldn't make you take a shot of it. Just a drop, I think it'd be plenty.
I appreciate it. You can watch us on ESPN Madison's YouTube page. You can follow us at Jim, Matt, and Molly. And I want to ask this question about the game. I also have something that I want to get to off of Evan Cohen yesterday, where he asked about your favorite closed Madison businesses. And I got one for you guys. Someone texted in, and I want to get to it in a minute. But the Chicago Bears are they 9.5 or 10-point dogs at this point?
I believe it's still 10-point line.
10-point dogs. Oof. And the question I want to ask,
Goldilocks,
and it is our Siding Unlimited poll question we're going to start the show with, is will you feel different about the Green Bay Packers if they lose to the Bears?
Well, there's some caveats to that.
Well, we're going to ask that question.
Okay.
You can give the caveats, but my understanding is they're playing. I mean, Christian Watson might not play. He's listed as questionable. If you're questionable, I just wouldn't play him.
Right.
I mean, that's my side of things. But the Packers, Matt, I think you can share why you have some caveats to it, but that's our Siding Unlimited poll question. If the Packers lose to the Bears on Sunday, will you think less of them? 844-770-3776. That is our Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. So you can chime in on that. Matt, what caveats did you want to add to that?
So let's say, hypothetically, starters go out, like the plan is. Love, Jacobs, the whole gang. Let's say they go out and get, maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe 3 drives, and it's touchdown, field goal, something like that. You get a 2-score lead. If they take them out and Malik Willis is running the show and the Bears scrap their way back into a game,
okay,
it'll upset me that they took them out that early, but it's not going to upset me if they lost.
Okay, but
in that case,
here's my counter to it. The Commanders play the Cowboys at the same time.
Right.
So unless that game's a blowout, the Packers aren't going to necessarily know that they are locked into the 7 seed until that game is over. If the Commanders lose to Dallas, then the Packers have an opportunity to be a different seed.
Well, if the Packers are drinking all the Kool-Aid that the fans seem to be drinking, they've already accepted the fate of playing Philly in Philly.
And I don't think that is a fate that they should be accepting. So
I agree.
That's why I want to ask this question and here's why. It's not even that the Packers or the Bears are close to the Packers. It would be that the Packers let the Vikings beat them, I guess, 3 times then. Because if they lose to Chicago, it's an inclination to me, nothing about the Bears. It is about the fortitude of the Packers that they allowed falling short to the 2 best teams in the NFC North, finishing 3rd in the NFC North, and going 0-5 against the top teams in the NFC. They let that get in their head, and now they are not locked in or not as confident as they were, because that's the way they lose this game.
Right.
And so that's why,
under the guise of we're resting our starters, right?
No, I'm saying that they come out and they play the game, but the players just aren't locked in.
Gotcha.
I'm saying that they allow that hangover of disappointment. Because you build this up in your head, and you're like, we're going to beat Dallas, or we're going to beat Detroit. Didn't happen. We're going to beat them. No, it didn't happen. We're going to beat Minnesota. No, didn't happen. We're going to beat Minnesota. No. And then also we lost to Philadelphia to start the season. So, does that at some point, when you fail to meet your own expectations of beating a premier team in the league, players are human, and could that be a hangover loss? That happens all the time in sports. And if the Packers experience a hangover loss, then I think it affects their chances going into the playoffs, because that's the complete opposite team they were heading into the playoffs last year.
Right. Obviously momentum plays a big factor in sports. I'm not going to deny that. But I also do think that Matt LaFleur, he's got these guys. I think this team's going to be ready to go. I don't think that they're going to have that hangover loss or that hangover vibes. Honestly, if anything, I would think that these Packers are going to be extra hungry because they're upset that they lost, and they want to prove that even though they haven't beat a premier team, they still haven't lost to a team that is a lesser team. And I think they would like to keep that streak alive. I think they want to keep the streak of Matt LaFleur's undefeated record against the Bears alive. I think they want to keep the Bears' 11 or 10-game win streak, turn it to an 11-game losing streak. Excuse me. I think there's plenty of things that the Packer players are looking at ways this is a big game, not just for momentum.
I don't disagree with you on any of those things. My point is, if they lose, then none of those things you said are true.
That is how that works, yes.
That is why I think if the Packers lose to the Bears, Packer fans should be worried about their team. 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. That is my take. I don't think they're going to lose to the Bears. I don't think the Bears have enough to play for. I mean, playing for pride and being professional is one thing. But it goes the other way as well. If the Packers get up big, the most important thing for the Chicago Bears, I had a thought.
Yeah.
The most important thing for the Chicago Bears,
Jim has a computer,
is to keep Caleb Williams healthy. And so they could pull. Like, let's say the Packers are up 21-0, 24-0 at halftime. The Bears might say, you know what, we're just going to sit Caleb. We don't need to get him killed out there because the offensive line is horrendous. And if they're up 24-0, that means he's probably getting sacked a lot, and they might just say,
wouldn't want to deal with Pro Bowler Rashawn Gary.
Sure, he's a great bowler. He is absolutely, he can throw a strike with the best of them.
Pro.
Yeah. So that could be the other way this game goes. The most likely scenario is that the Packers win this game by a lot. And I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I'm expecting them to do it. I'm expecting all the things that you talked about. I'm saying if those don't happen, then you should be worried about this team because that's the only way they lose to the Bears is if they don't show up mentally. And I don't think that's going to happen.
And you don't think there's any chance that they lose to the Bears because starters are pulled? Because it's going to be.
I feel like
they might pull them. What if it's a rout? What if Washington goes up 24-0 at halftime? Packers are in a one-score game with the Bears.
Again,
it doesn't change their seed for a win or loss in a rout. Like, is there any way that they pull Love and then Malik Willis is in and he just doesn't do what he did earlier this season?
But that's like and I'm not going to hold you. Like, if that's the case on Monday, I'm not going to be like, see, I told you be worried about the team.
They're going to be terrible.
The most realistic, that's why I'm not talking about the spread. The most realistic outcome is that even if the Packers were up and they pulled their starters, they would be far enough along in the game that Malik's going to hand it off. And Chicago, again, not going to go out there and try to get their quarterback killed. So they also have pulled their quarterback, or they're just handing the ball off, running the normal offense because they don't want Caleb back there in obvious passing situations down 24 with, I don't know, there's no pass rushers on the Packers, but with one of those guys getting after him. So, like, that's not what Chicago wants to do.
So, Packers-Bears, close game, 7 points at halftime, right? Say it's 21-14.
Yep.
Commanders are leading the Cowboys at halftime, 24-0. Packers pull their starter. I don't know if the Bears are also pulling their starters. They're only down 7. They still...
Okay, but again, that's a pretty... Again,
I guess it's niche, but that seems super realistic, doesn't it?
No.
That the Commanders rout the Cowboys and the Packers and the Bears have a game at halftime?
No,
seems
I
realistic.
feel like both will be routes. Like,
okay.
And again, if the Packers are even close at halftime, that's a red flag. If they played all their starters to halftime and then they pull them because the other team's getting blown out, I still have a red flag of why didn't my team show up with one Pete?
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I am not seeing a world where the Packers are in a position where they're going to lose this game. But if there is one, it's because they didn't show up. And that would be a red flag for me because that would mean that maybe they're a little bit defeated after a couple tough losses. I don't think
coach isn't owning that locker room the way you like because if your team doesn't show up, that to me is a coach issue. You didn't get them prepared mentally to play that game.
Exactly. I don't think any of that's going to happen, but I think that is the only way the Packers lose. 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. Robin Madison chimes in. Calling Gary a Pro Bowler is like me being called a role model. Him.
Hey, Rob, you might be a role model to somebody because Gary's clearly a Pro Bowler to somebody.
All right, and then I had someone mentioned this story. I was out and about talking to some local business owners today, and someone mentioned they were listening to the show, and we did our favorite closed Madison businesses, Hotel Red being one of them, a great partner of ESPN Madison, fantastic location. It was right across from Camp Randall, Kitty Corner Out's apartments, and it had a bar and everything downstairs. There's a Mexican restaurant downstairs now, and it was a place like, I missed that place. So we had people chiming in, 844-770-3776. You can continue to do that. Your favorite closed Madison establishment, the Coliseum Bar, Stadium Bar. But then someone mentioned this to me, and it's clearly not anyone's favorite, but do you remember, and you can call in if you went, I would love to know. Robin Madison is my number one candidate for someone who have gone to this place, the Snuggle House.
Never heard of it.
The Snuggle House unfortunately closed its doors in December 2013 in Madison. But the Snuggle House, my favorite part is that it basically opened mid-November and closed early December the same year because it got pushed back because people were worried that maybe this was a house of ill repute. And
I mean, with a name like that.
It was a place where, and it was actually, shout out to the Badger Herald, the student newspaper. They sent a reporter there, and they told them that they were going there, so they had an experience at the Snuggle House, and you could hold hands with someone for like an hour, or you could spoon them with
Get out.
Swear to God.
No
with
way.
An inch space in between. You could spoon and talk, and it didn't, obviously the business didn't last very long, but the Snuggle House was a real place.
No way.
Look, I'll tell you right now. Google it. CNBC, cuddling business. Snuggle House shut down in Madison. Badger Herald. I went to the Snuggle House, and this is what happened. NBC Chicago. Wisconsin Snuggle House closed by owner. And then
I can't believe that business model didn't make it. Who doesn't want to cuddle with a random stranger?
Isthmus. Tell all. The Snuggle House is just sad. It's touch therapy. $60 an hour.
What? Oh, my gosh. That's a joke.
Ryan, would you go to the Snuggle House?
Sorry, can you explain exactly
I'm
what it
the
is
only
again?
employee, though. That's the problem. Would you go to the Snuggle House?
So
now, in the article, I think there was a male and female option to snuggle. So you...
Okay.
How many options?
I don't know. Again, this article is from 2019.
Two employees at any given time.
Hold on. Can I just say I think we might have someone who could illuminate shed some light on this. Robin Madison is on the line and has some inside knowledge of the Snuggle House. Rob,
go ahead, Rob.
What up, guys?
Hey.
So I couldn't even remember the name of that place. Mm-hmm. I never went to it or anything, but I had an old classmate that was actually a worker there.
Okay.
He was a weird hippie dude, and he loved doing them. Like, you're just there laying in bed and cuddling with someone, and he's like, some people cry, some people like, that is the weirdest business model ever. Just crazy.
It's not your fault.
You know?
That blows my mind. And I appreciate you starting off with, I've never been there or anything. I hardly remember the name. Like, that's what I would have done, too. And I could have been a regular. And that's what I would say at this point.
Yeah, the Snuggle.
You know, I missed the dry bean.
Okay.
That's a Mexican joint. That was off, what road is that? Why am I losing it? It was over by the same road that the Home Depot's on. What's that? Why am I blanking on it?
Broadway?
No.
No, Home Depot is off of
the west side-ish.
Verona Road?
Yeah, Verona Road.
Yeah.
In Midvale, yeah. It was Verona Road.
Right next to, is it close to, it's still open. What is the pancakes or eggs?
IHOP?
No, there's, similar to the Snuggle House, there was a place called, you could get Smut and Eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're still open, though. Rob, have you frequented that establishment?
Rob hung up.
Okay. Rob, I guarantee has been to the place where you can get Smut and Eggs.
Rob lives there.
I did a live show from that establishment.
On a Saturday morning?
No.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
Saturday morning is when you got the best brunch in town.
Tell you what, doesn't matter. Thursday evening.
It's just always on?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I thought it was a breakfast thing.
No, it's Smut and Coors Light. It's Smut and Eggs. It's Smut and everything.
It's Dr. Seuss.
Man. Here's the thing. You're not allowed to go there and then straight to the Cuddle House. There was rules. The Snuggle House.
Had to be a buffer.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how many of our listeners know exactly what I'm talking about. Bennett's.
Bennett's, yes, that's it.
And JJ Poinette says it's still open.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you have a solid business model. No, we're not going to do the cuddling. We're going to show something else.
I think cuddling is better than Smut and Eggs.
I disagree.
Well, Packers fans need some cuddling
At
after
least
the Bears
I get
came on
eggs.
Sunday.
At least I get breakfast with Smut and Eggs. The Cuddle House, I probably would also be one of those people that just cried because I'm like, I just paid $60 for an hour to cuddle with somebody.
It's not your fault.
And I picked Rob's friend.
You know, every once in a while you get a true look into our audience. And the fact that the Carbless Talk and text line list is more lit up with stories about the Ryan Psychedelic chimes in, our advisor. Don't be afraid of close intimacy. Matt, spoon with you. I think you're taller than me, so he'd have to be a little spoon. So he's happy to spoon with you there.
Okay.
And then there was someone else chimed in too that it was a real place. So I honestly,
what is it called? The Snuggle House?
Snuggle House.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe.
Can we ask this at Jim, Matt, and Molly?
Saw this business model like,
yeah,
we'll loan you some money for this. This seems like a sound investment.
So we have two Siding Unlimited poll questions today. One, will you think less of the Packers if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? And you can chime in on that. And then our other one, this one will be at Jim, Matt, and Molly. What's weirder, Smut and Eggs or the Snuggle House?
I think that's good. And there's an obvious answer in my eyes there.
To which one? To which
Both.
One? Both? All right, so you can chime in on those. Tell us about your obvious favorite place to go, and that is Metcalf's. The Snuggle House.
The Snuggle. Well, you're not going to get smut in Metcalf's, but they definitely have some fantastic options for eggs. And you can... You know you're safe because there's none of the employees at Metcalf's will try and cuddle you, at least as far as I'm aware. But the best part about Metcalf's...
But if Matt's there...
But if I'm there, but I'm not an employee, I'll just cuddle you anyway. But the best part about Metcalf's is got to be that Piedmontese beef right now. It's so good. It's fantastic. Certified Italian heritage breed beef, Piedmontese, only gotten in Wisconsin. At Metcalf's Markets, Hilldale, West Side near Westtown Mall, and in Wauwatosa. You should check out Metcalf's Market. Go there, become a Metcalf's Rewards member, start saving money on the thousands of coupons and ways to save money that they have available every single day. So what are you waiting for? Go to Metcalf's Market and bring local home.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Pizza Hut's wings are the best thing to happen to pizza night since, well, pizza. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Big Boneless Wing Bundle. For only $15.99, enjoy 16 crispy boneless wings in 2 different flavors, 2 dipping sauces, and a double order of fries. The wings are sauced and tossed to perfection and available in 9 flavors like honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and sweet chili. It's the perfect bundle for game days, girls' nights, family night, or any tailgate party. Order now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Phish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House. Enjoy a traditional Friday fish fry at Madison's favorite neighborhood gathering spot, Off-Broadway Draft House.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. It is Friday. It feels weird. I forgot it's Friday. It's Phish Friday here on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Blue gill or bust?
Or cod.
Only if you're on the east or west coast.
All right. Only cod on the coast.
Coast cod.
Coast cod. And primetime Watershine behind the glass. You
Finally.
can get into the show.
First time this year.
Well done.
Swish.
You can get into the show, 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. We have 2 questions for you. One posted to ESPN Madison because it's a proper question.
There's only one that needs to be answered. I only care about the smut and eggs question.
Because we are a proper company on social media, and our proper question is, will you think less of the Packers if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? And that question is posted. And right now, it's 50-50, our Siding Unlimited poll question there. 50-50 on that one. And Ryan, do we have the other one posted as well?
It was
we
just posted coming back from break.
Yeah,
it's 100% Snuggle House, and it's my vote. One vote.
There you go. I'm not disagreeing. I did vote
Take
Snuggle
that for
House.
data.
But watching smut while eating eggs with other people is not high on my list of things I want to do. So.
Will you be doing that on Sunday during the Packers-Bears game? Is that what Packers fans are looking for?
Jimmy,
I mean,
let's get breakfast on Sunday. Come on, bud, let's go.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Is it? Lots of people are saying
high on your list, but you didn't say it was the bottom of your list.
A lot of people are saying it's close.
It's either that or we can cuddle. Your choice. I'll charge you $60 an hour.
Yeah, you don't need to go
I'll
to
give
business.
you the friends rate, $50.
Oh, wow. Look, Matt in the Greenhouse chimes in last Friday. Jesse was producing during Matt's over-under, and I won't – wait.
He's looking for his gift card.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
believe, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's on Jesse.
Yes.
Jesse didn't give him his gift card. So anyways. JJ and Ponette says, if you went to Smut and Eggs, you would say it's weirder to go even than the Snuggle Place. The dishes were gross. They had thematically appropriate names. The owner wore a Richard hat, and people would shout, "Hey, Richard," at him, or some variation of that. Super creepy all around. Once was more than enough. So, 844-770-3776. You can chime in. What is stranger, the Snuggle House or Smut and Eggs? And also, we could talk Bears Packers, because that is a game that's this weekend. Matt Hamilton.
It's called Bennett's Meadowood Country Club. Talk about misrepresentation. It's like, oh, you want to go to the country club?
It's a country club that Rodney Dangerfield might go to.
Oh, my gosh.
From Caddyshack 2.
makes me so happy that it's still open.
Imagine like an old married couple looking for like Sunday brunch.
Yeah. Just got done with church, just let out. Like, where are we headed? It's like, let's get some breakfast. I heard good places about this Bennett's Meadowwood Country Club.
What do you think, Molly? This looks like a good spot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then yes, we were talking about Snuggle House because we were talking about the most missed places that were closed in Madison. I don't think the Snuggle House was missed because it wasn't around very long. There are a lot of Cap Times, Isthmus, CBS covered it. Again, BringMeNews.com, YouTube. Maybe, you know what?
That barbecue joint.
If you don't mind, Ryan, during the break, I Googled this. There's a Channel 3000 story. Maybe there's a good clip because it looks like the owner, who's got long hair, is somewhere across between Matt Hamilton and Alex G. We might be able to get some fun audio from that. We'll have to check into it. But
just have him on the show.
I mean, we could. Jason Wilde is a local Madison reporter, or he was at one time. Maybe we can
ask him about that. But before, I do want to get to some sports audio. We can ask Jason which one is weirder.
We should ask him if he's ever been to the country club.
I feel like that's a personal question.
It's very personal.
Have you had breakfast here? Sorry, that's a personal question.
Yes. I want to hear, Jalen Johnson was asked a question about the Bears-Packers rivalry. And I love that there's a little juice to this because, Matt, and much to your chagrin, but Alex Strofe did this on Mr. Relevant. He said he hates the Bears. And Brian Bulaga said it's absolutely a rivalry for the players, and they don't want it, to your point, they don't want to let the Bears win. The players are ramped up. Like, this means a lot to them. Here's what Jalen Johnson had to say about the Packers.
That's how I'm feeling. I mean, I'm going to try to go out with a bang. So, I mean, it's last opponent on the schedule, so I'm looking forward to it.
You know what? That's what I want. It's nothing disrespectful. It's about like, hey, we're going to go, let's just go play. Bleep them.
Yeah,
I want these players to show up and play football.
I like that at least one person on the Bears is still juiced for this. And I'm sure there's more. Like, obviously we don't get quotes from everybody, but DJ Moore was talking about vacation 3 weeks ago. And I'm not saying he's not excited for the game, but like, that's not really what you want to hear from your player regardless, right? You want them to have a little, and that's kind of like my thing is like, are the Bears, they don't want to lose this game, but they also, like you said, they don't want their star quarterback, the future of their franchise, to go down with an injury the last game of the year and put the start of next season on the line. Like, it's a slippery slope that they got to navigate with. How excited are we for this rivalry game against in the longest running rivalry maybe in professional sports, and it's kind of like a meaningless game.
We will find out from Jason Wilde on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane's sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full menu at greatdanepub.com/brunch. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Help me understand a little bit more clearly what you're asking.
Did you ever hear it called Don't Go Jason Waterfalls?
Is this Matt Hamilton?
So I kind of just thought of this question on the spot. So it needs to be workshopped a little. I'm not going to lie.
That's the same as Matt.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Wollersheim back with us behind the glass, and we are thrilled to be joined by Jason Wilde. And Jason, we had a couple questions, our Siding Unlimited poll questions on the Carbless talk and text line. And
Can I ask a question
yes.
first?
Yes. What's up?
I want to be very clear when I say this. There's no one more obnoxious about how much they love parenting than me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get in any trouble with HR by any means. But when the hell is Molly coming back? It's just not as good of a show without her. And so she needs to get all the time she deserves, all the time she needs. But I mean,
You're telling me,
I was
Jason.
listening to the Open, and I miss her, man. And that's not meant as a slight on you two. You guys do a fine job. It's nice of Hamilton to show up so much until obviously the curling season heats up on the ice. But the bottom line is that, man, I really miss her, and I'm glad she's spending time with the Twins, and a little disappointed that our names didn't get thrown in the hat for names, but I just was curious. Do you guys know when she's scheduled to reappear, or can we not discuss that? Is that against policy?
I think it's March, right?
I think, March is what I have in my head because the babies were born on November 29th, so December 2nd would have been her. And those dates stand out to be December 2nd is my youngest daughter's birthday. Had nothing to do with the former disgraced Packers quarterback. So December 2nd was a Monday, and that would have been Molly's, I think, first day on maternity leave, so roughly 3 months. So I would imagine early March.
Oh, man, that's not that was not what the answer I was hoping for.
Same.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's go.
We miss
Here
her too, Jason. You're not the only one.
Okay, good. I hope you took that in the spirit it was intended, because I do love you guys, but the show's just not as good without.
I know the spirit that was said. It doesn't mean it didn't hurt, but I know what you meant.
Yeah. But Molly will be missing some really big J journalism questions that Matt's going to ask in a minute. But I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this question that is loosely attached to this game. And I asked the question, like, would you feel less about the Packers if they lose to the Bears on Sunday under the guise that, like, everyone's going to play? And so if they lost, it meant that they mentally didn't show up. Because that's really the only way that if they play their starters a normal amount, that they don't win is if they mentally didn't show up. So that was kind of my take on it, that the only way the Packers lose by playing the majority of their starters is if they are just mentally wiped from losing to Minnesota, Detroit, and Philadelphia and just feeling let down after coming up short on the goal of trying to win one big game in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think your theory is good. I think the reason why they might not be mentally locked in, and look, LaFleur, said that it got better throughout the week, which I thought was telling, because that would obviously indicate that at the beginning of the week, not that great mentally, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would be a hangover of those other losses as much as, in my opinion, it would be these guys stink, and we think we can just roll our helmets out there and beat them, and we're really focused on the playoffs anyway, so we're not really locked in. And I think Matt LaFleur was legitimately worried about that all week long. I really do. I think, he kept going back to 2021. And let's be clear here, they do have something to play for.
Yes.
Now by, 130, 145, if the Washington Commanders are leading the Dallas Cowboys 31-3 in the third quarter, then they don't have anything to play for anymore, right? Because they'll be resigned to the 7th seed, and maybe that's when he pulls Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs and a few other of those guys and goes with their backups. But the fact remains that as of right now, if Mike McCarthy's team can somehow beat the Commanders on Sunday at noon, same time, so it's not like they'll know before kickoff, then the Packers would move up to the 6th seed. And that, I was just watching something on the local TV here about, players, somebody, the reporter that was talking was like, I didn't get the sense that the players care if they're the 6th seed or the 7th seed. Well, they can't come out and say publicly, yeah, we're really shooting for the 6th seed because, man, we don't want to play the Eagles. They're going to kick our ass, right? Like,
right.
they've been, their answers have been very much hey, it doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs. You got to be the best. You got to beat the best, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is, you're telling me that these guys wouldn't rather go to L.A. or Tampa than play the Eagles again? No way, man. Like, the Eagles, their quarterback's gonna be rested after the concussion, but he's gonna be back healthy for the playoffs. They've got really good talent. They're a really good defense. Like, they're the number 2 seed for a reason. And I just look at this Packers team and think, can they beat not 1, not 2, but 3 good teams that they could not beat during the regular season? Probably not. So they're going to want an easier path. And obviously, if you're the 7th seed, you are locked into never playing a home game in the playoffs, and you're going to go from playing the number 2 seed to playing the number 1 seed. Because don't forget, and I know some NFL fans forget this, the NFL, your number 1 seed it's not a bracket. You don't play the winner of the 8-9 game like you would in the NCAA tournament. You play whoever the lowest remaining seed is. And that would obviously be the Packers if they somehow won.
Some numbers to throw at you. The Bears last won on the road on a Sunday, Week 15, 2021. That's 20 losses in a row, and they haven't won in the United States since sometime in mid-September. So
they haven't won in the United States. That reminds me of the Orlando Magic general manager, Pat
Williams.
Pat Williams,
yep.
Yes. And he said, we can't win at home. We can't win on the road. I'm starting to run out of places to schedule games.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty funny. So I'm sorry, Jim. I don't like to delight in your teams. But I would say this. I'm curious how seriously the Chicago media is taking this, because normally Carmen and Yurko, Waddle and Sylvie. They all call. My phone has not rung all week.
So one thing,
they're checked out, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm checked out. The only thing I have a minor interest in is that Jordan Love against the NFC North is 1-4, completing 61% of his passes for 1,300 yards, passing 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Caleb Williams, 63% completion percentage against the NFC North, 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. If he won, that means they'd have the exact same record, and you can make a case that against NFC North opponents, if the Bears and Caleb Williams won, Jordan Love would have been the worst quarterback in the NFC North against NFC North opponents.
If ifs were fifths,
and
we'd
it's a strong case.
Are you okay? Did you pull a muscle doing that
No.
gymnastics?
Actually, I heard it on the. It's when Caleb Williams threw his first interception on U.S. soil since September against Minnesota on a kind of a Hail Mary play. Made me think about how long has it been since Caleb has thrown an interception. That's literally the only thing he has going for him. That he set an NFL record for rookies and was on the top 3 of all time as far as passes thrown on interceptions. So that's the only thing I got going for me this year is Caleb is pretty good at not throwing interceptions. He'll probably throw 3 now.
Yeah, you
might. A good way to pull a groin muscle there with the gymnastics you were doing there. Look, the bottom line is that I still believe in the kid, and
Same.
And it sucks that he, and I remember saying this to you at the time and asking you this when we were heading into the draft. Like, and I know how I said it. So I said, look, I don't have anything against Matt Eberflus. Like, it was after he'd been at a Marquette game with LaFleur or been in the same section. They weren't. I'm like, he seems like a nice enough guy. He's got the new makeover. He looks great. But why the hell did they keep him? They knew they were going to have the first overall pick. You're telling me that Ben Johnson, who turned down other opportunities for jobs, wouldn't have taken that had he known he was going to get Caleb Williams? He wants the job now if Ryan Poles lets him get it, right?
Yep.
So
Inept
I would
organization.
Have loved to have seen, I would have just loved to have seen how this season would have gone with a Kevin O'Connell level type of head coach who, look what he's done with Darnold, look what he did with Kirk Cousins. I would have loved to have seen just how good, because look, he would have had growing pains just like Jordan Love did as his first year as a starter.
Yep.
Not saying he would have been, all world, but my goodness, what a completely dysfunctional situation to start your career in. And I hope for his sake, because I want that rivalry more than anything, that he can persevere through this and become the player that he's capable of being.
You and me both. Speaking of pulling groins, Matt had a question for you.
Yeah.
Don't go chasing groinal falls.
Yeah, something like that. Jason, first question.
Matthew.
So you went to school here in Madison. Did you frequent local establishments while you were here?
I did. I don't drink, but I certainly liked girls.
And you like food?
Paula just laughed from around the corner.
Well, your I like girls line really is ominous.
Yeah, actually, that sets up very nice for this question. Have you ever been to...
Is it going to be an Aaron Rodgers question then? Is that what that means?
No, even better. Have you ever been to Bennett's Meadowood Country Club?
For their smart eggs.
I have not. I know about it. I'm well aware. I had plenty of roommates who went. I'm not saying. Let me be clear, because I don't want to come off as some sort of hypocrite phony.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you that I've never watched that type of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any interest in watching that type of entertainment with a bunch of other dudes while I'm eating my bacon.
Same.
That venue, God bless. Is that still around?
Thank God you didn't say sausage on a side note, but yes.
Yeah,
I thought about it. I believe me. I audibled at the line of scrimmage there.
All right.
I think it is still around.
We did Jason, about 6 years ago, I did a live show with Tarek Sal and Derek Engler from the Meadowood.
What kind of show?
It was a sports show.
Yeah.
The funniest part about it was
you didn't have to pay to go see it.
I left that show to then go high school football. So it was, talk about a juxtaposition.
It's a wholesome day.
Yes.
Yeah,
but wait, Matt, what's the other?
So the poll question is our poll question. Well, yesterday, what got us kind of going on this is favorite Madison establishments that have closed. And someone had mentioned there was a place called the Snuggle House where you could pay to hold hands or
$60 an hour.
$60 an hour for human touch.
It was touch therapy, they called it.
And we asked, what's weirder, Bennett's Smut and Eggs or the Snuggle House?
It wasn't open very long, Jason. It made national news.
Blows me
CNBC,
away it wasn't open. I thought that would just a solid business model.
CNBC, the Badger Herald had a great article on it. Isthmus, CBS, NBC, Capital Times all covered it.
When was this
2013
in existence?
Basically November 1st, 2013 to December 10th, 2013.
They had a good run.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this in a much more wholesome direction. The place that I miss dearly, because I used to love eating there, and then when the girls were young, we would always go there, is Ella's Deli.
Oh, yeah.
So as much as fun as the Snuggle House and Smut and Eggs may be, I'm afraid that the correct answer here is definitely Ella's Deli.
Have you gone out to Epic? I believe they have a lot of the...
What's weirder of the two?
Come on. Like, how...
Answer the question. Isn't that
Big J
I'm showing
journalism.
my Big J right now, Jason.
He's Edward R. Murrow over
Throw
here.
me a bone.
So it's watching porn while eating your breakfast with a bunch of dudes or
people.
Well,
let's be honest, the big crowd there.
I wonder what the demographic breakdown was.
I'm not going to make any assumptions here.
Or paying someone to hold your hand.
Or
it's a
spoon.
tough call.
Or spoon.
Oh, man. I just feel... all right, your choices are either I don't answer the question or I hang up. So you choose.
Hang up.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay. I think Jim might have a real question for you.
Do I have a real question for you after all that? Jason, I would say looking ahead for the Packers here, and with this team, like you look at the overall season, and I kind of have this theory that you cannot really put a grade or a thought or a bow on this season until we see what happens in the playoffs, because the playoffs is the only thing that matters for this season. Because being the 7th seed again and finishing 3rd in the NFC North, regardless of your wins, and Jordan Love basically being a more consistent version of the same quarterback statistically as he was last year, doesn't set up a lot of excitement. But if they steal a win against Philadelphia, everything changes. So for me, right now, the Packers season is very much incomplete, and what they do in the playoffs will define how everyone's going to feel about this season.
Yeah, well, I think you're right in saying how people are going to feel about the season. Now, Tausch likes to say that I take victory laps, which I don't, but I do point out when I read something correctly, only because I think it's instructive, because Lord knows I'm wrong far more often than I'm right. But what I said in a trailer at Summerfest to Alex Strofe and Gabe Neitzel way back in July was, I think this team will be better than last year's team. They'll have a better record, but they may not go as far in the playoffs by beating the Cowboys last year and then really winning the first 3 quarters against the 49ers. And not to be whatever, but they're 3 wins better, and I don't think they're going to go to Philadelphia and win. Now, if they do, great story. And to your point, certainly changes the vibe. But I do think fans are going to be disappointed. And I do think that they are a better team, but it won't feel like it because they won't have had as much playoff success. It just won't have that same vibe. So I think you're exactly right. And look, again, if they win in Philadelphia and they end up being at the same spot in the postseason as they were a year ago, but they won 3 more games, I do think that feels different, right? There's no doubt about it. So again, the bottom line is, in my opinion, they're not going to win the Super Bowl either way. I don't think they can. I don't think they're good enough to string together 3 straight road wins against good teams. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I don't expect that to be the case. If they do, what a story that would be. That would be incredible, especially if they ended up somehow beating Philly, Minnesota, and Detroit in whatever order those other 2 games would be after they beat Philly. So, look, bottom line is they are an improved team. They are headed in the right direction. I think that their window is still in the process of opening. So it's open, but it's not as wide open as it could be a year from now. So I think they're a year away. I've been saying that all along. My opinion on that has not changed. But I would hope that fans will be able to see the progress, even if it's not as much as they were hoping for, even if they go to the playoffs and then lose in the first round, because they definitely took steps this year, and you should feel good about that as a fan. But, again, I'm not saying we should be writing their obituary already. They're capable of beating Philadelphia. The maddening thing about this team is that you see enough glimpses to think they can beat anybody. The problem is you don't feel like they can beat anybody that's good because they haven't done it yet, and they'll have to prove that in the postseason.
If they don't do it, and I just started this thought because McCarthy's name came up with the Bears, 15 years since the Packers last won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not as long as it's been for the Bears.
No, thank you.
But Chicago doesn't call ourselves Title Town, and we haven't had the golden ticket twice.
No, but you're right. Absolutely. And look, I'm not saying that to be a jerk to you as much as I'd like to be. It's more the fact that, like, I think, and please don't get mad, Packers fans, but, like, I don't think Packers fans fully appreciate how flippin' hard it is to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when's the last time I know the San Francisco 49ers have been there more recently, right? I know the Bears went in, 06 with Grossman?
Yeah.
So they went to another Super Bowl besides 85. But I don't think fans, because of how good Rodgers was and how good Favre was, like, I don't think they fully grasp. It's so much disappointment, right? Oh, my God, they didn't get there again. And Rodgers, there's people that think Rodgers' tenure as the Packers quarterback was a failure because he didn't win more than one Super Bowl. Like, again, try the teams that have never been to the Super Bowl at all, right? The Browns have never even been in a Super Bowl. The Lions haven't been in a Super Bowl. Like, I'm not saying you can't have high expectations for your team. That's fine. I'm just saying I hope people appreciate that winning the Super Bowl is really hard. Getting to the Super Bowl is really hard. You have to be really good, and you have to have some things fall your way. And I don't think they're good enough. And if they have some things fall their way, maybe they are. But that's not an indictment to say, oh, they must stink then because they haven't gotten to the Super Bowl in 15 years. They had Super Bowl caliber teams that didn't get there. That's for sure.
Jason, great insight. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry if I made you feel like I love Molly more than you two. I love you guys too.
We love Molly.
Well, you can come get breakfast with me this Sunday if you want. And make you feel better.
I literally was just about to say I don't love you enough to go get mutton eggs with you. Sorry.
Well, there's room for our relationship to grow then.
So what does your wife think when you say things like this?
She doesn't listen to the show. I'm scot-free.
He panicked one time when he thought she was listening because she called during the show, and he's like, oh, God, she's listening.
Oh, no. My mother-in-law listens to the show more often, so she'll hear this, and then my wife will hear it.
There you go. Even better.
That's great. Then you'll have somebody to go with on Saturday.
Hey,
All
breakfast
right,
is breakfast.
Thanks, Jason.
Take care. Be good.
We'll take care. I don't know about being good. Chalmers Jewelers, Madison's local and custom jeweler, family-owned jeweler. Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and in Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle it as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Minimal playoff implications on the line Sunday when the Green Bay Packers host the Chicago Bears in the regular season finale. With a win and a Washington Commanders loss to the Cowboys, the Packers would become the NFC's 6th seed. Otherwise, they're the 7th seed. Running back Josh Jacobs says he doesn't know how much he'll actually play against Chicago as he gears up for the postseason.
Being realistic, I don't see me taking that many carries in this game. Obviously, I want to play. I'm going to push the play, and I'm playing, but I don't see myself taking 30 carries. I just don't see it.
The regular season finale. It's Packers-Bears Sunday at noon at Lambeau Field. I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Are you taking GLP-1 injections like semaglutides, but wondering how you can keep the weight off long term? Or maybe the weight just isn't coming off as quickly as you thought it would? If you weren't given a specific food plan to follow, you might be at risk of putting the weight back on once the injections end. At MadisonWeightLoss.com, our supervised nutrition plan could help support you and maximize your weight loss results now, and empower you with the tools to keep the weight off long term once the injections end.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to 1 pound a day. You won't regret it. Contact the team at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we offer a proven approach to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day without exercising or prepackaged foods or counting calories. Plus, our strategies can help you keep the weight off long term. Don't wait. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule a free consultation. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Wisconsin women's hockey continuing their weekend series with Ohio State. Their stage, the friendly confines of Wrigley Field, a pairing of the nation's top 2 teams and the last 2 national champs. The cherry on top for senior Kelly Gorbatenko, her personal ties to the game.
What I'm most excited for is just to play in front of all my family and friends. I probably have about 50 people coming to the games, but also it's just like it brings you back to when you're a kid, like when you're playing on, the outdoor rinks and the ponds. It's where you really that's where I fell in love with the game, and I'm excited to kind of go back and be able to do that in front of my, hometown.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Forget about the front row. The best seat and the best place to be on game day is Off-Broadway Draft House for all the sports. Check out our new game day menu with tostado nachos and featuring $2 hams on tap. Those specials are available all day on Saturdays and Sundays. Find out firsthand why Off-Broadway Draft House was Madison's People's Choice winners for favorite bar, wait staff, and more. Game day, any day. Discover what others already know. Off-Broadway Draft House. Come for the beer, stay for the food.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. Join UW-Madison alum Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canny, and Packers fan Michelle Smallman every weekday morning, 5 to 9 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and on Wisconsin On Demand. And speaking of Packers fans, plenty of Packers fans going to be tuning in to Green Bay game day as they lead you up to the kickoff of Packers-Bears at Lambeau Field this Sunday. It's Packers' regular season finale and likely their final game at Lambeau Field this season as the Packers currently locked into the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs, which means they'd have no chance to host a playoff game this postseason. Could still have a chance if they get the 6th seed, which they'll need the Commanders to beat the Cowboys this Sunday as well in order to get, as the Packers will also have to beat the Bears if that's going to happen. Tune in to Green Bay game day starting at 9 a.m. as they break it all down for you leading up until kickoff. Then the Milwaukee Bucks, they're also back on Saturday after falling to the Nets last night. Saturday, they host the Trailblazers at Pfizer Forum with a 7 p.m. tip-off. And then Badgers basketball back after almost a 2-week layoff. They're 5.5-point favorites against the Iowa Hawkeyes tonight, 6 p.m. tip-off from the Kohl Center.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
Jeez.
Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
He's not just a basic Bears fan.
You're right. No franchise can ever turn it around before
Your
Sean
fate
McDermott
is
showed up.
already written, dog.
I think Caleb, because of the way he carries himself and the confidence, I think he could supercharge this rivalry.
Can you imagine Caleb Williams throwing like his 4th touchdown pass, the blowout of the Packers at Lambeau, and then he's giving you the claw?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You ready for it, Matt Hamilton?
You're delusional.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
You can see our beautiful faces on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. Prime time, Woldersheim behind the glass. We have dueling poll questions. One makes sense and is appropriate for today. It is a Siding Unlimited poll question. Will you feel differently about the Packers team if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? 59% of you say yes, you will think less of Green Bay. And also, chiming in, what is a weirder idea for a business? Bennett's Smut and Eggs, which is exactly what it sounds like, or the now closed Snuggle House. By now closed, it closed in 2013. But whatever. We were talking about closed businesses yesterday, and Snuggle House popped into the head.
You're lucky they did. Otherwise, I'd have a full-time job. I wouldn't be on the air.
Where would you? And you can chime in on the
Wait, what did you just say, Matt?
I said you're lucky it did close. Otherwise, I'd have a full-time job and wouldn't have got a job here.
You do seem like a good cuddler, I'll say that.
Soft.
Indeed.
You can chime in on those on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. This is more. Brian, which one of those are you more likely to engage in? Which one of those activities?
What? So, like,
Smart
I'll only say because they're both weird, and I don't think I would enjoy either of them even slightly. But
get out.
I think the fact that the Snuggle House, at least, like, I guess there's the idea that it's more you go alone. And you see, from the way you guys have talked about Bennett's Smut and Eggs, seems like that's a go in groups type establishment, which I would
JJ
never.
Poinette said,
never
dude, the crowd was close to 50-50 the day he went.
No way I could ever be around other people in public with something like that going on.
Because, like, the sound it's like surround sound.
Stop saying sound. Okay.
Full volume.
It's loud.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people who don't chew with their mouth closed either. It would probably just be all around horrible. It would be
Nothing is sanitary going on.
Nothing's good there. So, like,
what is that?
Is anyone else vibing eggs right now?
Forever on. What is that? What character is that?
Sounds
Forever
great.
Unclean. Was that like? There was a character.
That was from.
That's from the league.
The league.
Forever
Ruxton.
Unclean is what I think.
Ruxton.
That's
Ruxton.
what I think of with that.
Forever Unclean.
So the Snuggle House. And it would have to be the Snuggle House.
Because you could just hold. I mean, you could hold hands, and the actual story is nice in the Badger Herald. They held each other and then they chatted some. And look, there's a male loneliness. There is a male loneliness epidemic.
Imagine holding hands and not saying anything the whole time.
Sounds like it's something a serial killer would do.
Yeah, what? No.
Why are you answering
None
for
of the
that?
serial killers I know would do that.
Why are you answering for them? I was saying that it would sound psychotic if you just laid there staring at the ceiling holding someone's hand that you didn't know.
That is so much weirder.
Yeah, no, obviously. But I'm saying, like, imagine if you were like, it sounded nice. They had a conversation with them. It's like, well, I'd hope they talked to them.
Well, the article starts with they said that he didn't say anything at first. And they were spooning.
Oh.
Then finally she broke the ice and asked about how he got into the writing and all that kind of stuff.
Imagine breaking the ice with someone after spooning with them. That's such a weird order of operations.
Before Tinder, there was Snuggle House.
Right? Which is a more awkward experience, Tinder or Snuggle House?
I've never been on Tinder, but I can imagine that.
I was asking Ryan specifically.
And yeah, I mean, at least you don't see the person face to face on Tinder, unless
at
something
Snuggle
goes
House
really
if you're
well.
spooning.
Well, yeah, theoretically, I guess.
I don't know. The Snuggle House had, at least in theory, good intentions. That there's people out there who could be lonely that really could use. There's something about the physical touch therapy. I think that's a real thing. Now, monetizing it, making a business where you're paying someone, like, that gets a little bit.
What bank signed off on that?
Maybe it was self-funded.
It had to have been.
I don't know.
I could not imagine going into a bank like, tell me about your business model. It's like, instead of telling you, how about I show you? Lay down. Like,
come here and I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you like to be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Get out with that. I just can't even fathom.
Turn around and I'll show you. And then you just give them a hug.
Yeah, like, honestly, if two people came in and I was running a bank and they're asking for loans and someone was like, hey, I've got this idea where people come in and they pay to snuggle with me, and the next guy's like, we're going to show lewd videos and serve eggs. I'm like, sold. You're getting my business.
So you can chime in on those two poll questions, 844-770-3776, the Carbless Talking Text line. Less is more. Our Saturday Unlimited poll questions, what's weirder, smutting eggs or Snuggle House? Or the other question, a more sports-related question, Matt Hamilton, is will you lose respect for the Packers if they go to the Snuggle House? No, I mean, if they lose to the Bears, should that be their punishment, going to the Snuggle House?
I mean, whatever gets them their minds right for the playoffs.
Maybe that would chill out Matt LaFleur, and he'd be a little more reserved in making correct decisions during games.
I would like to revisit that a little bit. And I'm going to put you on the spot, and maybe we can find it during the break. Because Tauscher had something, but Riley was producing. I think we used it. Tauscher talked about how he thinks Matt LaFleur could chill out a little bit. I think ESPN Milwaukee social media had it. We'll get to it maybe next segment. We can play the audio. But Matt, what do you think about the idea that Mark Tauscher on Green and Gold postgame talked about how Green Bay postgame that the LaFleur and his high intensity / manic behavior at times on the sidelines? I mean, we talked about it when I was at the Bear game, and I didn't he looked unhinged at times. That he's starting to feel like that's a detriment. That you want your coach to lose it in very, very strategic situations. He used Andy Reid, even McCarthy, but like you don't want your coach losing it all the time. And LaFleur does seem like he's walking that line between passionate and unhinged. And honestly, the last coach I can think of, and I'm sure I'm missing someone, it kind of harkens back to like the Bill Parcells, Mike Ditka era of coaches just being irate and just very demonstrative on the sideline. I'm sure I'm missing someone.
Right.
But that's not really the sideline demeanor you see from
Nick
Super Bowl
Sirianni kind of does the same thing with the Eagles.
That's not a great comp, though. But I meant Super Bowl winning coaches.
He went to the Super Bowl.
He did go to the Super Bowl.
But
he was on a hot seat at the start of the season.
But we got so Nick Sirianni's another one, but I'm saying that it's more rare.
It is absolutely a detriment, especially this is the leader of the team. You're the lifeblood. Like if you're getting upset and down about, I don't know, a chintzy encroachment, or what is it? Neutral zone infraction. Like, that stuff happens. Like, people make mistakes. You're trying to deal with 11 people on the field who are human. And, yeah, mistakes are going to happen, including, like, with the refs. So I like that he's passionate, right? Like, but you're right. There's a fine line between passion and crazy or something that would be negative about it. Because one of a little inside baseball for you from our curling team, one of the things that we've worked on this year, like in particular, and we've noticed is
Team Schuster,
our curling team, is to try and be a little more mindful of our body language and how we act on the ice. Because one person who's down, hanging their head, or saying kind of like snarky things maybe or something, that can bring the rest of the team down. And we just really try to focus on keeping our, don't get too high when you're doing really well, but don't get too low if things aren't going your way. And I think Matt LaFleur could take a page a little bit out of that playbook. Staying a little bit more even-keeled, especially for such a young team who's going to look to the leader of the team, which is the head coach, and really feed off that energy. If it's negative, it's tough to really want to continue to grind for that guy. You know what I mean? So, like, Tauscher's 100% right. I'm just trying to equate it to, like, my life and what I deal with. And it's real. And we have been a better team on the ice this year now that we're all mindful of that situation and how, like, our actions can affect everyone else on the team, whether, you call it merited or not. If I miss a dumb shot that I don't think I'm going to make and I hang my head a little bit, sure, that's fair. But if I don't get over it and get my head back to level quickly, I'm going to bring someone else down, and that might cause another miss, and all of a sudden, now we're snowballing. And that's maybe what Tausch was getting at with Matt LaFleur. That negative energy could snowball, and it's hard to bounce back from it when you're headed downhill.
You've heard me talk about GLP-1s with Carbon World Health, and that's semaglutide, but it's a GLP-1. It can help you lose weight safely. It's FDA approved, and it's helped me keep the weight off. It's helped me live a healthy lifestyle. You can get GLP-1 semaglutide at Carbon World Health in Sun Prairie. You can do it at Carbon World Health in Madison as well. The Madison location has a gym. I was there a couple times this week, getting this, as fit as I can be the first week after the holiday season. But week one in the books, I'm proud of the work I put in at Carbon World Health. I'm proud of the body I've sculpted at Carbon World Health. So I asked them about GLP-1s and semaglutide. You also can ask about hormone optimization. Those are both options at Carbon World Health in Sun Prairie and in Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I don't understand the concept of showing up to just have fun. How could losing be fun? How is that possible? I don't understand the idea of just showing up to have fun.
Because it's a charity softball game with a bunch of 40-year-olds?
In the most kind way I could say this, I don't care. I'm there to win. We won.
Unsportsmanlike.
Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark your calendars. Professional volleyball is coming to Madison with first serve on January 17th. Led by Madison's newest pro team, Love Madison Volleyball. Get ready for nonstop action as some of the world's best players take the court. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison is ready to compete for the season's first championship title. Get your tickets now for this historic first season. Visit lovb.com today. Volleyball is the next major league.
Professional volleyball is coming to Madison. Hi, I'm Lauren Carlini, Olympic medalist, proud Badger alumni, and now founding athlete of Madison's newest professional volleyball team, Love Madison. I'm excited to invite you to our inaugural season where we will be playing at the Wisconsin Fieldhouse and Alliant Energy Center starting January 25th. Visit lovb.com to get your tickets for Love Madison's historic first season in 2025. Volleyball is the next major league.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Phish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House. Enjoy a traditional Friday fish fry at Madison's favorite neighborhood gathering spot, Off-Broadway Draft House.
When I jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts.
The team at Canopy Wealth Management take the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your financial future. Their local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry to the table for the benefit of their clients. At Canopy Care, competence and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. Primetime Wollersheim behind the glass. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. You can see us on ESPN Madison's YouTube. You can get into the show on our poll questions, which are, 1, what's weirder, Smut and Eggs or Snuggle House? That is at Jim, Matt, and Molly. At ESPN Madison, will you lose respect for the Packers if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? That is our Siding a limited poll question at ESPN Madison. You can call in on the Carbless Talking text line, 844-770-3776. Less is more. And, Matt, I teased it last segment, and our fantastic producer, Primetime Wollersheim, found the audio from Mark Tauscher from Green Bay Game Night.
And it just feels like in some of these big moments, in these big games, he wants, you know, I love the fact he wants it so bad. You see it. You feel it. Players do too. Players do. You have to let some stuff roll off your back. Is Andy Reid freaking out every time there's a penalty on a Chief, or when they don't convert a 4th and 3? Like, he's not. Matt LaFleur gets really animated, and that's part of his charm. But you can't ride the wave. And by the way, he told Aaron Andrews his team played tight in that first half. Well, why? You're the trendsetter of this group. You got to be relaxed. But I think Matt LaFleur, I would really love to see him level out and be more even-keeled during a game and be selective with his outbursts rather than every time the camera pans over, it looks like somebody stole his dog. Like, it just, I don't know what else to tell you.
Matt?
I mean, he's not wrong. Matt LaFleur needs to keep his emotions in check on the sideline for all the reasons that I talked about earlier about how your emotions and mood and body language will affect the players on your team, especially a young team like the Packers. And two, especially if you're an outsider watching the Packer game, like if you're in, I don't know, Cincinnati watching the Packer game, like you're going to see them and be like, that coach is nuts. Like those guys, how have they won as much as they have when this guy is literally going crazy on the sideline? So I think it looks badly on Matt LaFleur if you have no context into who he is just watching games. Like if you're just a casual NFL fan, it doesn't look good.
All right, let's get to Don't Quote Me.
We're not saying it's gonna happen.
Let it ride!
But if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well...
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said...
Do you guys think that Matt LaFleur says that to his players before the game? Like, don't quote me on anything I say in this game. Do not take anything I say seriously. I love you guys. I love you. Everyone love everybody.
I don't think he says that.
Is that what you guys say before going on the ice?
No, that's what I tell Jim before we go on the air.
There we go. That makes more sense. Well, and that's because Matt Hamilton is the Packers fan, Jim the staunch Bears fan, and Packers realist, pessimist, whatever we want to call him. And guys, it's Packers Bears week.
Molly's the pessimist.
She's the pessimist, right? And we'll hear from her as well during Don't Quote Me today. But we have to make our predictions for the Packers' regular season finale against the Chicago Bears. Remains to be seen how long many of the key players will be playing for the Packers in this one. But we're going to know Quay Walker and others out. Christian Watson likely out as he's questionable right now. We probably know what that means, though. Mm-hmm. So, guys, it's going to be an interesting Don't Quote Me because I think you really got to play around with this one to figure out who's going to be playing and who's going to be actually putting up stats and who you can bank on. So, Matt Hamilton, I'll start with you, the Packers fan on the panel. What is your Don't Quote Me long shot prediction for this Sunday's game?
I guess it kind of depends on what we're going to call as a long shot. Malik Willis is going to throw one touchdown. And who's our backup running back right now?
Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks are the backup running backs.
Chris Brooks is going to also have a touchdown.
So you're saying Malik Willis and Chris Brooks both have touchdowns?
Yeah.
I don't think that's bold enough.
Here's the thing. It's bold if it's a close game in Washington, right? Because then they're not pulling the starters for.
But do you think it's a close game in Washington? They're playing the Cowboys. With Cooper Rush.
Divisional rivalry game. I'm not going to count the Cowboys out. Mike McCarthy is playing for a job next year, whether it's with the Cowboys or with another franchise as a head coach. Getting this team up to play this game and getting a win is going to be something that he can point to and be like, look at what I can do with a team that's already defeated.
Okay, can we make that your Don't Quote Me then? That Malik Willis and Chris Brooks both score touchdowns, but that it's also within a touchdown at halftime for Cowboys Commanders.
Oof.
I think that's Don't Quote Me worthy.
Sure.
Okay. That's a tough needle. Now it's a tough needle to thread.
It's like an impossible needle to thread now.
That's not impossible.
Can mine just be the Bears win?
It's bold.
It's bold.
Come on, we can make it a little.
I'll add to it. So I'll add to it. I'll say the Bears win. Caleb Williams throws for 300 yards, which would be the 5th time he's done it this year. So it's not insane. And he'll throw for 3 touchdowns, which I think will be the 3rd or 4th time he's done it this year. He is capable. He's hot and cold, much like Jordan Love was as his first season as starter, 4th year in the league. Hot and cold. Caleb is hot and cold. If Caleb does those things, he will have the 3rd highest passing total in one season in Chicago Bears history and have one of the top 5 touchdown passes seasons in Chicago Bears history as a rookie.
Hey, Ryan, let's try and I'll stick this with the Packers. Could I go, let's say Because I only have a prediction for 3 touchdowns for the Packers in total.
3 total touchdowns for the Packers.
And 3 field goals. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be 30 to 13.
Okay.
Let's go. Maybe add Jordan Love throws 0 interceptions and a touchdown. So both our starting quarterbacks throw a touchdown, and Chris Brooks gets one.
And Cowboys Commanders at halftime?
No, you're trying to add that too? I'm trying to just keep it to the Packers-Bears game.
But I think it's more fun if you include the other game.
Then take out the Jordan Love one. Just stick to Malik Willis and
Chris Brooks. Are you going to remember Chris Brooks' name on Sunday?
No. I'll call him Robert.
What about when I post this video every Sunday and Chris Brooks? I'll bleep out Chris Brooks' name the entire time.
That's I would appreciate that. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, we going to Molly's or yours?
Yes, I did promise that we would hear from Molly Brown during this segment, and we'll hear from Molly Brown, though she had to be a little bit quiet in this one, guys.
Hi, friends. Giving you a little glimpse into what my life looks like pretty much all the time right now. But my don't quote me for this week on Jim, Matt, Molly is that the Green Bay Packers will put together 4 quarters of complimentary football against the Chicago Bears. All 4 quarters complimentary football, and they will win 28-10. And Jim, the Bears still suck.
Love that.
First of all, that was the most adorable video I have ever seen on our show.
And that's saying a lot coming from Matt Hamilton because he thinks he's often adorable. On the ESPN Madison YouTube page, you would have seen Molly Brown in an ESPN Madison hat with her 2 babies snuggled up next to her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they're probably not paying a thing.
Oh, God.
$60 an hour to snuggle. 2 for 1.
It's $120.
I'm very happy
I bet Molly gave him a family discount.
There you go.
I'm very happy that in the hour and a half of Snuggle House conversation, it never once connected in my mind about the video Molly sent. Because that really would have ruined
Yeah,
it.
because she's living in the Snuggle House right now.
The zoo Snuggle House.
I hope she's not listening. She's like, Matt's such an idiot.
Hello, HR. I have a quick thing for you. All right, Ryan.
That's the problem. Molly is HR.
That's true.
All right, guys.
So I'm in the clear.
Yes. My prediction for this Packers-Bears game on Sunday is that not only will Caleb Williams throw the most interceptions in this game, Malik Willis will throw the most touchdowns of any player in this game, and Josh Jacobs will score the most total touchdowns of any player in this game.
So 3 touchdowns,
Probably.
2 for Willis?
That's what I'm thinking. Or it could be that Willis throws 1, and then Josh
Jordan
Jacobs
Love just handed the ball off for his... Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Caleb Williams, goose egg.
That's why you wanted me to change mine a little bit, because it was similar to yours.
Oh, slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think including the Cowboys-Commanders game is interesting. We got to get the Mike McCarthy angle in here somehow. Big Mike got to be included.
I mean,
look, here's the thing. Big Mike
how
might
many
have
times do head coaches move to still be a head coach? I feel like more often than not, they move back to like an OC role with somebody else and then get another job. Like Mike McCarthy's got a legit shot to go head coach to head coach.
That usually only happens when the guy takes a year off, yeah.
Right? Like it's not super common.
Well, leaving, because I was going to say Andy Reid, but he was fired from Philadelphia. He went right to the Kansas City Chiefs.
So has there been a scenario where, like, the team, like in this scenario with the Cowboys, they're just not going to re-up him theoretically?
Here's the thing. The more likely scenario would be Mike McCarthy. And if this was going to happen, it would happen back channels that the Bears would tell Mike McCarthy, we will hire you. Because when the season ends,
if you lose,
well, no, the season ends. When the season ends, I think it's till like January 17th or 15th. There's a date, 15th, that McCarthy can negotiate with the Cowboys. Nobody else is technically allowed to negotiate with Mike McCarthy. So Mike McCarthy could just not sign during that time. Like he's not a free. I mean, it's not like the NFL. They can't franchise him. He could just say, you know what, I'm going to explore my options. And I think if he did something like that, he'd have a promise from a team out there. Look, Mike McCarthy will be a coach in the NFL next season if he wants to be, because I think Dallas would bring him back. I think any NFL team that has an opening would look at Mike McCarthy strongly for it, because he's won 12 games 2 years in a row, 2 out of his 4 years in Dallas.
Yeah, I think both of those years were when Dak was healthy. And then the years where he wasn't healthy is when they didn't.
And then Aaron Rodgers credits him for his growth. So Aaron Rodgers is on his docket, and then Dak Prescott took another level up.
Can I throw out a comp for Mike McCarthy? And you're going to think it's way too on the nose, but I think, and personality-wise, it doesn't fit these two guys. But is he just like the NFL version of Brett Bielema? Highly competent coach. He doesn't have a high ceiling, but he will make you a sound, solid program. And then maybe, if he has a star player or two around him or under him, he could take him to a championship.
I get where your head's at. But
now size and personality notwithstanding.
McCarthy.
I like how you had to preface that.
No, Brett Bielema ate Mike McCarthy. So I would say Brett Bielema was never as good as coaching one side of the ball as McCarthy. Nobody called Brett Bielema a tactician or smart or great as a defensive coordinator.
Because he's a defensive coach.
Yes,
at the end of the day, right?
He's not really that guy. He is a program builder, but he never hit the heights that McCarthy reached.
I think. He went to how many Big Ten championships?
He won the Super Bowl. Big Ten. That was the Big Ten with Indy. You got roll out your helmet and win 7-8 games.
I also think relative to
plus
the teams
two
he's gone on.
Also, here's the thing, and I will always point this out to Brett Bielema. He is a tier below since he's left Wisconsin. No Barry Alvarez in that room giving him advice and steering the ship a little bit. Brett Bielema at Arkansas failed. Also, McCarthy's never failed like Bielema failed at Arkansas.
Yeah, he did have the. His final couple years in Green Bay were great, but they weren't a failure the way it was at Arkansas.
Because Brett Bielema was 7-6 his last year at Wisconsin. Just two teams in front of him got suspended.
I thought he left when they were going to the. He left when they were. Oh no, that's Anderson, Gary Anderson.
Yeah. No, Brett Bielema. They got to the Big Ten title game because Penn State. And then Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tattoos.
Not the same level.
Very different
of problems there, but I still argue Penn State probably shouldn't have a football program. But
that's Snugglehouse to Bennett's. That's two very different sides.
Yes.
Two very different. Levels of severity.
Yeah. I have no problem dying on the hill that Penn State shouldn't have a football program. I will just live on that hill forever.
Man,
there's a few of those, to be honest. There's more than a dozen, I would say.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Don't text in and ask why. We are not going to elaborate.
No, you can just Google that one. J&K Security Solutions, locally owned, veteran-owned, family-owned business. Jeffrey over there, and Jeff and Kim, the whole family has created a legacy in the Madison area for over 35 years. If you need to protect your home or business, one call to make, and that's the J&K Security Solutions. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We'll go pole dancing next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
The number 7 just got a whole lot luckier because of Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu. Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites from pizza, pasta, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and so much more. All for $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With this lucky deal, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have both at Pizza Hut. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing those unwanted pounds? At Madison Weight Loss, our Metabolic Reset program can help you finally lose those pounds without all the stress and frustration of trying to figure it out on your own. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your goals.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration without packaged food or injections. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days and have the tools to keep it off long term. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
YouTube stream says, I'll think less of the Packers if they lose because the Bears come out more hungry and physical and more disciplined. Rams are resting the starters, and I don't think they're locked in, so obviously they don't care. That's Joe on the YouTube. You can chime in with some of our poll questions before we get to poll dancing. On the Carb List Talk and Text line, list is more 844-770-3776. We have two different Siding Unlimited poll questions. First one. Not our finest hour, but what is weirder, Smut and Eggs or Snuggle House? That's at Jim, Matt, and Molly. Then at ESPN Madison, more sports question. Will you feel differently about the Packers team if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? That is our Siding Unlimited poll question. And 62% of you say yes, they will think less of Green Bay. All right, let's get to poll dancing on a Phish Friday.
And you answered.
What?
Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, it's a Phish Friday, and while I've been away, my throat's been awfully sore. I've been waiting all Christmas holiday for this one, guys.
Sounds like you're dying back there.
I sure am. And, guys, I want to ask you first, personal poll question I'm throwing out right now. We already asked, would you think less of the Green Bay Packers if they lose to the Bears on Sunday? How many of the Jim, Matt, and Molly fan base do you think thinks less of us now for asking our other poll question today?
I think we had a jump in Q rating based on the interaction from our fans.
With our fan base?
They're like, finally, stop talking sports, losers.
Start talking about something you know something about.
The Q rating within our base.
Breakfast.
And Snuggles. And Smut.
Oh, we are experts in those things, guys. All right. Now, we were just talking about Big Mike coming out of the last segment during Don't Quote Me, but Jen, Gabe, and Chewy asked this morning, as a Packers fan, do you want to see Mike McCarthy get hired as the head coach for the Chicago Bears? 47% of fans said yes, 53% said no. Matt Hamilton, as the Packers fan, what would you like to see?
Is there an I don't care?
I guess we're third category.
Yeah, so honestly, like, he's been gone long enough. Like, if he went there and turned Caleb Williams into an amazing quarterback and they started beating the Packers, like, regularly, like, would it be a bummer? Yes, but, like, let's not forget, we wanted him gone. It'd be one thing if he left, like he wanted out of Green Bay and he left. Then, no, I don't want any success for that guy. But we wanted him out. We're very happy with the coach we have now. Who cares what Mike McCarthy does? Like, I hope he gets a head coaching job somewhere. Like, do I want him going to the Bears? I guess probably not. But at the same time, like, go get your bag wherever you can get it.
For me, I am surprised how upset some Bears fans are at this idea of Mike McCarthy.
Seems like Bears fans are going to be upset with the coaching hire no matter what.
Yeah.
I've seen them some upset.
Unless
at
it's
some of the
Ben
other...
Johnson.
Well, I'm not in love with
probably.
Ben Johnson. Like, Ben Johnson is the only coordinator without head coaching experience I'm in on. Otherwise, I don't want
What
anyone
about
else.
Cliff Kingsbury?
Because I've been a head coach.
Brian Flores?
So I'll give you my order. I'll give you my order.
Yes, he is.
Ben Johnson, McCarthy, Vrabel, and then Flores, then Pete Carroll, then Flores, and then Kingsbury 6.
Interesting.
That would be my setup.
And those are only the current candidates who've heard they've interviewed
Right,
so far,
but those
right?
guys,
So-
everyone but Ben Johnson has been a head coach.
Yeah.
And so those are how it set it up. But Mike McCarthy, 174 and 111. And here's the thing. Bears fans, it makes me laugh that we're worried about first world problems. And the idea that, Mike McCarthy can't win in the playoffs. How about we have a winning season, back-to-back seasons, and then we can worry about failing in the playoffs?
It's a good point.
So,
Some self-awareness.
I will very much be happy if in 3 years we're having a conversation how Mike McCarthy can't get it done in the playoffs for the Chicago Bears.
Okay, well, that leads me perfectly into our next poll question, Jim, because just actually about 11 minutes ago on the Homer Hour, they asked, as a Packers fan, which is your choice? The Bears still suck or the Bears really suck? So, Jim, as the Bears fan, I want to ask you, by Bears standards, has this season sucked or has it really sucked?
You know Luke Getsy's advising the Packers? What? I saw this story from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Do he and Robert Saleh have a condo together?
I don't know, but you guys are cooked. Season's over.
We had him before and we were good.
Season over. That was pre-Jordan Love, though, right?
That was when Aaron Rodgers was still quarterback, yeah.
Yeah. Twice fired in less than 12 months. Luke Getsy.
He's on an incredible run. His buyout money must be incredible.
What was your question, Al?
So my question to you, since you're the Bears fan, by Bears standards, has this season sucked or really sucked?
It's sucked, and only because the expectations were high, but I mean this, and you guys have heard me before, like I had trepidations about the ceiling of Mitch and Justin. Caleb Williams' ceiling is very high, and he looks like a very good quarterback, and I think his floor is very high. Now, my concern is the Bears might not maximize his full ability, but I think even a non-maximized Caleb Williams.
See, Jim, I'm not asking about Caleb Williams' future.
But that's why.
No. I'm asking about the games that have occurred this season.
Right, but Caleb has looked good in them, so that's why I have hope in them. So they suck, not really suck.
But even with the Hail Mary, the blocked field goal.
Yeah, but those all games were close. They should have won.
The Seahawks game that I was away for 5%.
Those are all games they should have won.
But does that make it
they
better
are
or worse?
and 172 under Matt Eberflus / Thomas Brown in one-score games. I can't remember the last time the Bears have won a one-score game.
Well, when
but that's why they suck and not really suck, because if you're getting blown out, then you really suck.
Okay. All right, Matt Hamilton?
So I'm, and not just because I'm a big Packer fan and hate the Bears, I think they really sucked. Like, Jim's right. Caleb Williams has looked better than I thought he would. But with all the weapons they have on offense, like, I really thought that they were going to be a little bit better. A 10 loss and soon to be 11, losing loss streak.
They're currently at 11 losses.
Okay, they're about to make it 12, and it all started with a terrible Hail Mary where you had a guy taunting the crowd before it happened.
Celebrating with the crowd. There was Bears fans who was celebrating.
Oh, well, either way, some fans, the Washington fans, might have thought he was taunting because he was celebrating with Bear fans.
That's why I wanted to point it out.
I just really think that this... Sure, Caleb Williams looked good, but man, the Bears they bared so hard this year. They bared down, and it was not good.
They did.
Down to the toilet.
Jim, let me ask, was Mitch's first season, is that 2016?
He started 7 or 8 games as a rookie.
Okay, so what was the year where they went? It was 2017 when they went 3-13. Jordan Howard had a great season that year, but the team was bad.
I think that was the Glennon Trubisky year, because in the following year they brought in Nagy, and then Their first year together, they won the
So let me
NFC
ask,
North.
was that season worse than this season for the Bears?
Like, for me, yes. There was no, like, this team, to Matt's point, and Matt was right. I'll give him another thing to be right on. He was right to worry about the offensive line for this team. And I think I said this off the air. They failed, and I mean, I'm a fan. I'm an idiot. But, like, I thought a quarterback could fix it all. The Bears hired the wrong offensive coordinator and did not build an offensive line. So when you look at Detroit and you look at Minnesota and you look at Green Bay, what do they have? They have
Philly?
Well, I'm just saying in the NFC North. They have a smart head coach. They have a competent GM. They have an offensive line, and they have a running game. An offensive line and running game go together, and then their quarterback looks really good. The Bears have none of those things outside of a quarterback who could be really good, but he needs competency. I don't even say help. He just needs competency.
Think the Bears
And
will get
everyone
there?
around the Bears in leadership this year has looked incompetent.
Think it'll be there next year?
There's
Depends
a chance.
on the coach they hire.
There's a chance.
To be honest.
Depends
it
on
really
who the
depends
owner
on the
is?
coach they hire.
Who the owner is, maybe, too?
I honestly...
Can't fix the owner.
Yeah. The owners... And that
Like-
little old lady's just going to let the head coach and... Was it Poles? Ryan Poles?
Yeah.
They're just going to run it.
Kevin Warren is the one to be running it. George McCaskey runs it currently. They're not selling until, and this is so morbid, until Virginia McCaskey is dead. She's 102. But that is the God's honest truth. There is a 0% chance they sell it while she's alive. Now,
And
once
no,
she
good
passes,
on them for doing right by mom.
No, yeah, Mom.
Yeah. Good on them
George
for doing
Alice's
right by Mom.
daughter. George Alice's daughter
This
is
is
Virginia
your
McCaskey.
team, Mom.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
won't get rid of it until you leave it to me in the will.
It's crazy. But not as crazy as one Ben Brust, guys, because this past Saturday, this is not a KBN question. This is not an ESPN Milwaukee poll question. This is a Ben Brust poll question. I don't know how people brush their teeth with cold water. Please help me solve the debate. Do you brush your teeth with cold or warm/hot water? 85% of the 919 responses said cold. Guys, have you ever even thought about brushing your teeth with warm or hot water?
Nope. That is insane.
Matt's smiling.
You brush your teeth with warm water?
So I just have a question for you. When you wash your hands, do you use cold or warm water?
I use warm.
Exactly. Okay. When you want to clean something, do you think using cold water or warm water is going to get it cleaner?
Depends what I'm cleaning. Cold water, at times, if you use warm water, it sets it in.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So basically, my thought is like, if I'm going to wash my hands with warm water, like it's probably going to be better to clean my teeth with warm water. So yeah, I run the warm side of the sink when I brush my teeth.
Really?
But not because it's too cold, just because I think I'm smarter than everyone else.
And we are all dumber for hearing it.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. I definitely feel dumber for hearing it because if Ben Brust's on my side of this, I know I'm wrong. I just know it.
All right. According to most dental experts, the temperature of water you use to brush your teeth does not matter at all. You can use cold or warm water, whatever is comfortable for you.
Okay, there you go. Well, Ben's teeth are cold. I just did it because I was like, I wash my hands with warm
And so
water,
it
and it
says-
gets them cleaner, right? You'd think.
He has sensitive teeth. Does Ben do?
That's
He
what
said
Ben was
people with
saying, yeah.
sensitive teeth use warm water.
Possibly.
It's
He
soothing.
didn't mention.
He's soothing. He needs a nookie.
Here's
He
the
needs
thing:
to go to
if the
Snuggle
water's
House.
on, like if me and Jen are brushing our teeth at the same time, and she turns on cold, I'm not turning on hot because I can't handle it. It's just if I am there on my own, a left hand turns the water on, and that's the hot side.
Matt's mouth is ambidextrous. All
Honestly,
right.
I think that's the bigger
Goes
thing of it is
either
that
way.
he's a lefty, so he just turns on the left hand.
whatever's easier.
Yeah. Because righty, right?
Because we got the two sides, right? It's not like a one knob where you turn it left or right. It's like we've got two different nozzles.
Brett Madison chimes in. Ben Brust has some pretty disgusting takes. Somehow brushing your teeth in warm water might be the worst.
Oh no. Well, I'm not anti-Ben on this one. I'm not.
All right, go be a winner.
For
Go to
Ben.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Over $1.2 million or won last weekend alone at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard, and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I would love to play court on Mr. Irrelevant.
What do you mean play court? You want a mock trial?
Yeah, mock trial. Yeah.
Who's on trial for what?
Me.
For being a dumbass?
Yeah, right.
Well, guilty. I solved it.
Yeah. Just start playing back old shows.
Yeah, the evidence is monumentous.
Mr. Irrelevant, live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
They dance above me as I sing. I see them through a crystal haze and hear their sweet sound bouncing round the never-ending choral maze. The crystal haze and hear the bouncing.
Man, this feels weird hearing it today. It feels like Tuesday, but it is Phish Friday, Matt Hamilton.
Let's go. You gonna go get a Phish Friday tonight?
No.
First time for everything, Jim.
There is, and I should go to a Phish Fry. We'll have to get to one at some point soon, but will not involve smut. just a regular Phish Fry. I'm not doing smut and fish. It just feels worse.
No cod and eggs.
Cod and eggs feels so much worse. Right?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to brush your teeth with warm water after eating cod and eggs.
Oh, it'd be smut and cod. Smut and cod, smut and fish. Like, yeah, I guess if you're going to do smut and eggs goes the best together.
You think?
You want smut and fish?
I think smut and chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah, that feels like goes together the best.
Tastes like chicken.
He likes juicy thighs, you know.
I'm more of a breast guy.
Yeah. Great legs, juicy thighs. Have you tried our chicken?
Extra crispy.
I like those plump wings.
Yeah, this is some solid radio that we did today. Send this in for our air check to whoever
And,
checks to see if we're doing a good job. Send this
Send us to the WBAs as well, please.
Yeah, because we're trying to win one.
WBAs, Emmys, all of them.
I got the money. I'll put it up. You send this segment in.
Thanks for listening. This has been Jim, Matt, and Ma. This is back Wisconsin, and Apple, Spotify, any of those great places.
Enjoy your weekend. See ya.